Introducing Alon Liel. He's the former Director General of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. He's with us live from New York. Welcome to Al Jazeera. So Israel's Chief of Military Staff, Herzi Halevi, has said recently in a video statement, in the north, there's a possibility of reaching a, quote, sharp conclusion. We thoroughly dismantled Hezbollah's senior chain of command. Only a week ago, of course, Hezbollah was saying it had hundreds of suicide attackers ready to continue an armed insurgency against Israel, whatever the cost. What do we understand, firstly, a sharp conclusion to mean?
First, I've been listening 15 minutes now to your reporting, and it's heartbreaking to see our region in such a destructive war for over a year. And I really pray that this will be over soon. Regarding our situation in southern Lebanon, I think that a few weeks ago, when Nasrallah was killed, the feeling in Israel was that this is all over. They don't have a leader, and all the assistants around him, all the commanders around him, were killed, and Hezbollah will collapse. But as you see, it didn't happen. Fighting is still going on. You just said Israel lost 10 soldiers in the last 24 hours. So reality is hitting us again, maybe in the face. And I think that this euphoric mood after Nasrallah's and Sinwar's killings is changing now to a more realistic mood that the fighting will still go on for a while.
How willing do you think Israel is to listen to its chief ally, the United States, when America's defense chief urges Israel to avoid at all costs a protracted military endeavor in Lebanon?
Yeah, the situation is very much affected by the American elections, I think. As you know, the leadership of Israel would like to see a Trump victory. And I think at this moment, so close to the elections, everything Israel does, if it's in Lebanon or Gaza or versus Iran, is influenced by American political considerations. This is one, I think, dominant thing. Also, you have to remember that Israel is under internal pressure to respond to the Iranian attack, and being so close to the elections, this is the dilemma now.
Now, as the former Director General of the Foreign Ministry of Israel, I mean, can you give us a sense of how diplomatically beholden Israel is to the United States? At the moment, they seem to be exploiting, for instance, a lame duck presidency in the United States to do whatever they want, both in Gaza and in Lebanon. Where do you see this latest diplomatic push, spearheaded by the likes of the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, going, if anywhere at all?
Unfortunately, Israel has almost paralyzed its diplomatic arm. The mood in Israel is that this war was existential, and Israel has to do whatever needed on the ground in fighting, and only after the fighting will be over, maybe we can consider diplomatic moves, and we have seen it all along. When you look at the last Blinken visit, I'm now in New York, so I see it from far. It looks ridiculous. He sits 3 hours with Prime Minister Netanyahu, and nobody is really taking it seriously in Israel. So I think, and I'm very sorry about it as a diplomat, that Israel has forgotten in a way that it's part of the globe, of the international community, that it is dependent on the international community. And during the war, during the fighting, with the casualties inside Israel, we see at the moment only ourselves. I also think this might change after the American elections, when Biden will be more free to act without political pressures as he will end his term. And maybe in the months of December, we'll see more diplomacy coming mostly from the United Nations, but also regionally with knowing who will be the next American president.
All right. Israel's forgotten as part of the international community. Very powerful words. Alon Liel, former Director General of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.